Thanks for coming out tonight. First of all, I'd like to thank Larry Benson and his staff and for allowing us to do this here and for putting this on. And I do appreciate that. I appreciate you all coming out tonight, taking time out of your busy evenings to come out here and listen to me. And we're going to start this out by, I'm going to run down the things that are on my agenda, things that I think are important issues here in Tracy, tell you a little bit about me and how I feel about those things. And then we'll open it up for questions, and you can ask me whatever questions you want. This is being recorded tonight. It's going to be on Tracy Island. So try to refrain from using four-letter words with me and stuff like that so that they can post this on the internet. But it will be there. You will be able to see it again. And I appreciate them coming out and doing this tonight too. So thank you very much.
Can we say vote? That's
yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you can use that.
Don't say work.
Yeah.
That's a four-letter word.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm wondering if I should speak at all.
So, yeah, if Carrie starts to speak, just cover her mouth up, because it's going to be bad. So, anyway, the primary things that I'm most concerned about within Tracy, number one, is our law enforcement and our fire department. Those are areas that I think, our EMS services, we've got to have them, and it's one of those things the city, I think, is responsible for. We pay for it in our taxes, and I don't want to see people lose their jobs. I don't want to see our services cut back. I don't want to see our personnel cut back. So one of the things that I'm very passionate about is that in the years to come, I can assure you that if those come up as issues before City Council, I will not be voting in favor of them. I feel that we've got a lot of other ways to generate revenue in the city. We have a lot of other ways to pay our bills and to bring in income. Some of them I don't think have been tapped too well. So we need to look at those too, and we'll talk about those in a few minutes as well. But there are other ways to take care of those expenses, and I don't think the cutting personnel back or cutting back on those necessary services is one of those things. I'm sure all of you are aware of the new 9/11 fees that have been passed. Now, the nice thing about this is that my cohort friend Steve Abercrombie has brought this back before the council, and it's either the first or second meeting in June. It's actually coming back before council again because he's requesting that they have further discussion on it and hopefully try to either overturn it or modify it or something along those lines, which is good to see because I think that this was something that's kind of like the president's health care plan. It just happened, and we all got stuck with it, and without anybody really having any input or say so from the community. So I'm glad to see that happening. I'm glad to see that Steve's going to be bringing that back, and then it's going to be back up for discussion again because I think that's really important. It's relevant for all of us, and the biggest impact that those types of fees are going to have are on the people that use those types of services most. And who are they? They're the people that are already infirmed and ill, or the people that are senior citizens. And I mean, good grief, if they're over at Heritage Place 5 times a week, they're there a dozen times, and I can imagine what the EMS bills would be like coming out of there. So I'm glad to see that that's going to be overturned, and or hopefully will be overturned. And I'm hoping that in the future, if those types of issues come up, that as a council, they'll look at those things a little closer and make some better decisions on that, at least in favor of the majority opinion of folks here in the city. Because as you read in the newspaper, I mean, there are a lot of people that are upset with this and a lot of people that don't want to see this. So that's the direction I'm going in with that, and that as well as other issues in the community. I'm always going to solicit community input. I can't say that we're always going to agree on issues, and I may not always support everything that the general consensus of the community does, but that's my goal, is to get to that and to actually represent the community and the people that elect me into office. So, I don't make campaign promises. I didn't last time around. I won't this time, other than to tell you that if you vote for me, if you elect me into office, I will serve your needs as best as I can. And I will stay close to the community and listen to people to find out what people believe should be done and to try and serve those needs. By the way, this is my Barack Obama cheat sheet. I was going to write it on my hand, but Sarah Palin already had that idea. So.